What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. You gotta wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month, and you know what that means. My most anticipated albums for April 2016 is here. Again, these are only going to be albums that are announced, ones that have release dates, not rumors. So unfortunately, sorry Drake, I'm not gonna be talking about Views from the Six, even though it is supposed to be coming out this month. And to add to that fact, I want to exclude albums that I've already put in other videos. Skizzy Mars is finally dropping his debut album on April 8th, but I covered it in another video, but I'll definitely be doing a review for that. So let's get into the April releases. Starting things off is a local Seattle artist by the name of Sam LaChow. He's putting out Friends, Funk, and Liquor. I've been sitting with this project for about a week now, and I can say it's really good. I'm going to do a more in-depth review, but basically it's a Sam and Friends album. Sam recruits a bunch of Seattle artists from Jarv D, Gifted Gab, Dave B, Ariana DeBoo, of course. So, you have all these different people that come together to create with Sam, and it's just a really fun album. I'll talk about it more in depth, but that comes out on April 6th. Next up on the list, 2 days later, will be Chris Calico, Go, April 8th. And it's Chris Calico's album where he's going to be singing about 80% of the time. If you know anything about Chris Calico, you know he's an excellent singer. He should be a lot bigger than what he is. Like, if you listen to his singing, you could think he has the potential to really be bigger than what he is. And I know he's not complaining. He's happy. He's in a good place with his career. But I'm interested to see the album because I know years ago I interviewed Chris and he was telling me that his plan one day was to do an album where he's completely singing. And so this is the closest thing that we've got to it since. And some of the subject matter on the album, dealing with depression and, what's going on in the world and, struggling, all that stuff, it really interests me because I want to hear what Chris Calico has to say. As being someone who is kind of in that place. I was reading an interview where he's talking about, how he's dealing with his faith and dealing with, just the, I think at one time he was talking about how his marriage was in trouble. So I'm interested to hear what Chris has to say and, kind of to relate it to, my life in a sense. That's a lot of times what I get out of Chris Calico's music. It's very relatable. So Go comes out April 8th. We got two albums coming out April 15th. The first is Royce the 5'9", Layers. I just reviewed Trust the Shooter, which is Royce's new mixtape, and I recommend listening to it, both my review and the actual mixtape. But Layers is the actual album. And it's backed by Tabernacle, which is the first single. Storytelling joint. Crazy. And then he has a record with Pusha T and Rick Ross. And he has K Young, who I like a lot. He's a great hook singer. He's on the album. But outside of that, it's mostly Royce. I believe it's 18 songs. And with Royce, you're not going to get a bad album out of him. So expect something great. Expect a lot of lyricism. And, dope beats. Jake One produced on it. I believe Street Runner has something. And, just a bunch of other producers. So that comes out April 15th. Also dropping the same day is Boosie Badass's fourth project of the year. Fourth. But this time it's a collaborative album with C Murder called Penitentiary Chances. You might be asking, how the hell does Boosie and C Murder record a collaborative album together? And frankly, it's kind of scary thinking about it because C Murder's been locked up, and recently I was reading a story where they were looking into if C Murder is actually recording in prison because some of the lyrics in one of the songs on the album kind of seemed like they were more recent than anything. But C Murder obviously said that the bars are old and it was music he recorded before he went to jail. But it got me thinking, that's like a real life Lucius Lyon situation. So that was kind of interesting to hear. And regardless though, I think Boosie and C Murder could be a really good combination. They've collaborated in the past, so I've heard music from two of them. But, a full album might be good because they both talk about the struggle. They both kind of tackle similar subjects. So bringing them together is going to be interesting. And our last album for April that's officially announced is ASAP Ferg, Always Strive and Prosper, or ASAP. This is Ferg's sophomore album. It's been a long time in the works. He's been talking about release dates, I feel like 3 or 4 times. Not concrete release dates, but like months. At one point, it was going to come out in January. At one point, he wanted to have it out before the end of 2015. So there was just I think a lot of label stuff going on in the background. But Ferg has definitely been able to keep his name relevant. He's put out the New Level single. He has Let It Bang with Schoolboy Q. And then other names like Rick Ross is on the album. And I'm blanking on the rest of the names. I forgot them. But Ferg's album sounds like it's shaping up to be really nice. Really deep, really fun. A bunch of different things. Everything that you expect out of Ferg is going to come together on this album, hopefully. So we'll see on April 22nd. And now that I've talked about some of my most anticipated albums for April 2016, I would love to know what yours are. Are the ones that I talked about on your list? Which ones did I forget that you are checking for? Let me know in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at @SermersDomain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.